Well, hello, welcome to this week's edition of the Weekly Word. Father Ed here.
Father Dominic.
Deacon Kyle.
And we are contemplating the great feast of the Epiphany, which is the fourth of the Christmas feasts in the great season of Christmas. And we've been batting around a few reflections on the scriptures. Obviously, it is the visitation, if you will, to the infant Jesus and the Holy Family by the Magi from the East. So, and also it is the weekend on which I and to a certain extent we are celebrating the ordination of the priesthood of yours truly 40 years ago. It's amazing that they would have ordained such a young child to the priesthood, but so that be it as it may, I must have had a dispensation for that.
Yeah, it must have been 12, right?
Yeah, exactly, like the child Jesus and Samuel.
Right.
Yeah, it's been done before. Anyway, I'm thinking of the gifts that the Magi presented. Tradition of the church, well, and obviously the scriptures, but tradition has worked with these gifts throughout the history of the church. And gold, frankincense, which is incense, and myrrh, which is an embalming oil, actually, kind of a healing, but an embalming oil. So indicating maybe Jesus's destiny to die a sacrificial death. And of course, the priesthood with the incense, because that was the priest's job in the temple. And gold was a gift fit for a king. So, wondering maybe what are the gifts of our lives that we bring to the child Jesus or to Jesus himself that would be worthy of his life. And so that's where I was kind of going with the priesthood. But maybe you might think of that as well. What is the gift of your life that you bring to life in honor of God's indwelling presence in your life?
Yeah, and in order for the Magi to bring the gifts, they had to have had their own epiphany, their own realization, and their own calling from God. And so for them, I mean, I think for a lot of us, we experience God's calling in the world. And so the Magi saw a star, and they were drawn to follow it and to pursue it and seek what the Lord was to bring them. And so there really is a beautiful sense of seeking out God's voice in our life, looking in the world around us and discerning, God, what are you doing? And where are you leading me? And, because in the midst of our life, there's a bunch of data points, there's a bunch of experiences and things that we encounter, but we need to take that time of discernment in order to see that next level, see where God is speaking, where God is leading and revealing himself, so that it's not just, a boring interaction. It's not just kind of even an exciting moment of our life, but it is every moment of our existence is an ability for us to witness God and to pursue where he's leading us.
Yeah, kind of like what Father Dominic was saying. Like the Magi kind of have this dream. They follow a star. Maybe unorthodox ways that we would think about ordering our lives. Most of us probably aren't looking up into the night sky or really contemplating our dreams all that much of what we're going to do the next day, as far as that influential. But like Father was saying, it really speaks to us about how God wishes to interact with our lives. Yeah, maybe not through the stars, maybe not even through our dreams, but it's about how having that ear, having that eye to see and to hear the Lord in our everyday lives. to see where God is wishing to break into our lives. That's what the Epiphany is. It's the breaking into reality of God, of Jesus. And that's what God wishes to do in our lives every day, to speak to us, to give us that word, to give us that guidance that allow us to walk forward in his path, in this path of life, ever closer to him.
Mm-hmm. So the feasts of Christmas are all about God breaking into our humanity, our world, and the various reactions, I guess, and the responses to the presence of God in our lives, and, well, in our life in the church, obviously, as we've all been saying. That's our job and our task every day, is to have the faith, the eyes, the hearts that can perceive that God is with us, Emmanuel, and that we can have the grace to respond to him with the gifts of our lives, with the priorities of our lives, and maybe our life itself. So we wish you, of course, a blessed Christmas and a Happy New Year. And we'll look forward to seeing you in church, the great feast of the Epiphany.
God bless.
Peace.
Take care.